Morning, y'all. The phone's going a little crazy here. I had a little bit of trouble with this at first whenever I first started trying to figure out how to use the clay-based paint, how to get that second coat on here. And I was frustrated and I couldn't find anything about how to do it. And I was trying to apply more water, which was pulling off the coat that was underneath there. But when I didn't put any water, the paint was too thick and it just drug. So I want to show you what I've learned since then, and I just have a second this morning. I'm taking a class in about 15 minutes, so let me see if I can turn this around and do this one-handed because I don't have anything in here to let's see, hopefully this will work. Okay, this is the piece. I'm pretty close to it here. I'm using this fine mister bottle and misting the whole piece. I've already dipped. I'm using this brush again this morning, the synthetic brush, and I have a little bowl of water right there, and I dampened my brush first to make sure. I'll dampen it a tad more. I don't know if you can see that, but I just dampened it a tad more to make sure there was enough water in the brush to help me with flow, but not to make it drag. So I've misted it down with the mister bottle, and then I'm just it goes on pretty easily without taking off the undercoat and without being so thick that it drags. So sorry that this is a little awkward this morning, but I did just want to show you that because this is a tip that I wish I had known when I first started with working with the clay-based paint. It absorbs so much moisture and so much water that had I not misted this ahead of time, it would have been dragging right now. But if I had just used, if I had sprayed a lot of water on there, like with a regular spray bottle, it would have, I mean, that's how the wet distressing works. It would have, and I'm having, this is if you saw my thing last night, I'm having to hold this brush way up here because it is very heavy, and the thin handle and where my wrist was broken, it's just not a match to be used, I think, as it was designed. But I'm trying to implement enough changes here to make it work for me. But anyway, the first piece I did using this paint, good grief, I took off every undercoat. I cried. To tell you the truth, I cried. Because I had never worked with a clay-based paint before. And I took off every undercoat. And whenever I wetted it, took off, you know, it took that off. When I tried to go on there without wetting it, it was just, there was just no flow with my brush whatsoever or anything. So that's my tip for you. The first time you're going to use the clay-based paint is, and you're going for your second coat and you don't want to take off the undercoat. We're going to make these all go up and down so it'll look good in the end, is to mist it with a fine mister bottle. If you don't have one of those, your local paint store probably has one. But if you don't, you can get it at a beauty supply stores too, or on Amazon. But anyway, start with a damp brush. Mist your piece. And there you go. I'm getting a little bit of drag here. I think there's it's probably, my brush is probably dried a little bit. But I'm going to glaze this later. I'm going to put some liquid patina on it and to protect this coat. And then I'm going to glaze over with some brown, or either make a brown or use a brown wax. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I hope that helped you, and I'll talk to you soon.